Hello, Terrence. I wanted to take a little bit of time to review today's lesson, so here we go. Remember, we talked about water, and water is one of Earth's resources. But Earth has many kinds of resources. It has renewable resources and non-renewable resources. What's the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources? Typically, renewable resources regenerate at a relatively fast rate. Do you remember the word rate from last unit? On the other hand, non-renewable resources regenerate at a very slow rate. It takes a very long time for phosphate to regenerate, for oil to regenerate, for limestone to regenerate. Thousands of years. Phosphorus is one chemical that is used in agriculture or farming, and we use it in fertilizer and feed, but it's a non-renewable resource. Terrence, what do you already know about natural ways that plants grow? Do they typically need non-renewable resources to grow, or do they need renewable resources like the sun, the water, the wind, and soil? What are your thoughts on using non-renewable resources to grow natural plants? Supplies are limited and much phosphorus is currently wasted. So not only are we using a non-renewable resource, but we're also wasting it. Does this make sense to you? How does what we saw from the last unit relate to the problem of using phosphorus as a component of fertilizer? Try relating these two topics. Terrence, why might it be difficult for us to think of water as scarce? Because the whole planet is covered with water. I'd say it's pretty abundant. You made a great point in class. It's potable water, or water that we can drink, that is scarce. Do you know where we find the water that we can drink? Even if we can't find more water to drink, water is always a renewable resource because of the process of regeneration. This is how we differentiate between renewable and non-renewable resources. How long does it take for it to replenish itself naturally? In the past, when there were fewer people, it was pretty easy for us to use as many trees as we wanted to without having a drastic effect on the environment. Now that the population is much larger, we're seeing that scarcity is relative to how many people you have. It's also related to how the people who do have access to the resource use it. Do they abuse the resource? So let's think of some of the things that we use water to do. Would you say that we're careful with water when we use it, or do we sometimes take it for granted? In many people's homes, you can simply twist the faucet and water comes out. You can say, you turn on the tap, and the water runs. Do you think it's easy for us to forget how important water is because it's so easy for some of us to get it? What might make us change how we value water? Terrence, I want you to pay close attention to words here, like manufacture products, transport goods. Products and goods are an essential part of this conversation when we address conservation, preservation, and reducing our impact on the planet, as well as the resources that it provides, so that we can share them. We saw this in the last unit. But think about reasons why we might learn about different places. For example, places that have no water, but lots of people, and thriving cities at that. How is it possible? Keep in mind the transportation of goods and the way that we construct our cities. Take a closer look at the reading, the blue gold. Imagine that you go to brush your teeth one night. You turn on the faucet, but nothing comes out. Then you try to take a shower. There's no water there either. We use water for so many things. It's hard to imagine life without it. However, some scientists believe that in this century, clean water may become as highly valued as gold. Look at the second paragraph. What part of this is an opinion? Do you think it's hard to imagine life without water, or is it easy? What part of the author's childhood really influenced her and sparked her interest in the ocean? Research more words that you don't know. Do you know what scuba diving is? At the bottom of the page they also tell you, but it'd be great to know more about scuba diving. Think about some of the cycles that Earth goes through. Would you say the water cycle is predictable or unpredictable? Do you think all of Earth's cycles are predictable? Think about other elements, chemicals, and things that come from the earth that we use in manufacturing goods, medicines, building houses. A scarce resource. To preserve Earth's water, we must use it wisely. If you look at a world map, you'll see that Earth is mostly covered by water. Most of this water, however, cannot be used by people. In fact, only 2% of Earth's water is available to us. 7 billion people depend on this water. Many cities and countries do not have enough fresh water. Fresh water is water that is not salty like ocean water. Scientists believe that 1/3 of Earth's population will not have enough fresh water by 2025. This is an older book. I'm not sure if this is true now, but this might still be the prediction. Protect our blue gold. We must all take action to protect water resources. Talk with people about water issues. Encourage people to use cleaning products without toxic chemicals. Ask them not to throw garbage into storm drains. You should conserve water by turning off the faucet while you brush your teeth, or you can take shorter showers. Remember that water flows in an endless cycle. This source of life connects us all. The next time you get a cool drink from the water fountain, think about what life would be like without clean water. We should protect our planet's precious blue gold. Terrence, do you think that people regularly talk about water issues and the fact that it's only getting worse? Do you think people remember to look for cleaning products that don't have toxic chemicals in them? Why do you think it's difficult for us to imagine a life without water? There are people around the world right now who don't have clean water. Even right in the United States, in California, there are people who can't get water. And in Mexico, it's even worse. And in other countries, getting worse. So it's a really important conversation to talk about. And you might be able to teach something that they would appreciate knowing. Thanks for listening, and I'll hear from you soon.